Now I think I can see it. Dad! Oh, so hello everyone. Tonight we're going to be going over the movie making merit badge, and then also we're going to be editing a video that we shot a couple weeks ago. And so anyway, so I think the movie making, talking about everything won't take so long. Can you close my door, please? Okay. Talking about the movie making merit badge shouldn't take too long. It should be... What's up? It should be kind of straightforward and... one sec.
I watch?
You can come in here if you want.
Yeah. What? Where? Yeah.
You can come in here too, Andrew, if you want.
I tried to find it, but I couldn't.
Okay, so...
Tom Matthews system, I said live stream.
Yeah, that's it. It didn't work the first time I tried it.
You were there though.
You could see my screen and everything?
Yeah, you see you do all this stuff.
Oh, cool.
But we turned it off.
Okay, so yeah, here's the YouTube studio stuff, so I can see the chat right here. Then here's the merit badge, and so
Who's online?
don't know. I know that there's 2 people watching right now, though.
Okay.
And so anyway, going over the movie making merit badge, we need to discuss and demonstrate the proper elements of good motion picture. So, like, don't have the camera really shaky, and you want to kind of plan your shots, not more of a... you want to plan your shot, not make it... You want to have your story make sense. You don't want to just have random clips put together and then it doesn't work together. The 180 access rule, that is whenever you have a shot or you're capturing 2 people talking to each other, they want to be facing each other, and then you just want the camera to move. You don't want the people to move. And I looked it up and found out what all that was. And so, and different lenses to different shots. So you have your zoom lenses where you can get a really close-up shot. You have your regular lens, and then you have your ultra wide, which captures a massive range of depth of massive range of where everything is. And so yeah, we can finish some of these stuff up in the next meeting. Preparing a storyboard, we kind of did that with how we shot the video. We had a rough idea and we all kind of went after it and we made it using the following motion picture techniques with all that stuff. If you watched me take the shot, or if you watched me shoot the video, you would have seen examples of using all that stuff, because I was using a tripod at the beginning, and then I'll show you in the clips where you can see where I was trying to take it off and how I moved the camera and how I set the camera up however I wanted it to be, and so on. And so with shooting that video that we made, we created a video. We created a featured video, and then technically outside was our studio. So we've done everything, and so yeah. And so I think now it's on for the editing portion. That one's a lot of fun. So we get to see how like how to use the Hollywood grade movie production software such as Premiere. So anyway, so to get into it, I already have a folder made. It's called Boy Scouts How Not to Build a Fire. And so in here, I have all of my raw footage in this folder right here. And so this is everything we captured from that night. We have all the videos, and we have all the fun stuff that we took over that night. So the first thing we need to do is we need to make our file in Premiere. And so now we'll open it. I gotta sign out real quick. Alright, so now we'll make a new project. So what is nice to do on a Mac, or at least why I like my Mac, is I can just take this folder right here and I'll drag this video right in here. It takes me directly to that folder. But so pop back out here, and that's how we'll select our folder, and we will name this How Not to Build a Fire. Okay, and so now here is our Premiere, how it looks. This is a blank template, or a blank folder, whatever you want to call it. Blank screen of what we're going to work with. So in our Finder, I'm going to select all of these, and I'm just going to import it all into Premiere, and we'll deal with it from there. And so the idea that I'm feeling that would be good to start off with is we're going to look through some of these, and we're going to find some of the scouts making fires the correct way. And so we'll see. Alright, so here we have a successful fire lighting. And so we'll drag that into our timeline. And we're going to rename this to main sequence. Alright, and then so we have some creating of the fires.
So tell us how you're building it.
Doing a log cabin. We tried it.
We're going to skip through it a little bit. Okay. We'll come back to that. How to build it. Alright, so we have a successful fire right here. So my plan is to take the videos of starting to build the fire, and then finally we got the fire going. And so we just got to find our clips and we'll put it in. And so right here, they're looking, so we'll start off with that. And so next, we'll play it real quick.
So, I don't we're trying to light the match, so we're trying to light the match. Put it in the see, keep your lights, try to blow on it, and it goes out. Yeah, I think our main problem is that we keep trying to make the fire spread it out.
That's a good tip right there. Okay, so that one will be second. I like that clip. Alright, 52. Building, so we're going to start off with this clip. And so right now I'm just doing the rough cuts. I'm gonna do all the fancy transitions and stuff later, but right now I just want to make the rough storyboard. That's what I'm doing right now. And so then we got that. We'll do this one because it looks like we have a log cabin going. That is 4:55. And we're lighting it.
How's it go?
And then we have this, the fire actually going, and then we got Joseph. So if we watch it, it'll be building the log cabin, to figuring out our issues with the log cabin, to fixing our issues and actually getting it to light, and then it lighting, and then a successful fire right here. Alright, and so now we just have to find our main video right here. And so we'll put that, we'll make it go up a little bit. So now we got,
Good. Do the introduction. Introduce this whole thing. Okay, this is.
right, that's the first part. And we gotta see.
Obviously, this is just a little bit of fun, right? Obviously, we're getting way too big of stuff.
Okay. So we'll slap that right there, and we will put this right here. And so now we have our rough cut of our video going on right here. So now we're going to switch over to our editing screen, and now we're going to start doing our cuts and our making things pretty. And so I'm going to start at the beginning, and I'm going to try to trim this down because we have about two minutes of actually trying to put a fire together, and I want to trim that down quite a bit. So we're going to watch this.
Tell us how you're building it.
That was interesting.
So what are the parts of your fire?
Alright, so
Parts of your fire. So what are the parts of your?
so we're gonna start with this how to trying to do the log cabin right now. Right there, so we're gonna cut that, we're gonna delete that clip right there. Right, and so now we're gonna take our clips right here and we're gonna pull them back to the beginning. Alright, so now we got the second way.
Wow.
Okay, so that's a good clip that out.
How's it going?
We just started the fire. So, it's going pretty good right now.
Okay.
Okay, so now we'll cut that out. And then we have these.
That didn't work. So we made a log cabin. So it didn't work. So
Okay. So now we have.
Oh, okay. Yep.
that seems to be working.
Okay.
So far.
Okay.
All right there sounds like a good place to stop. And so now we took our 2 minutes of and we cut it down to about a minute, which is quite a lot, which is pretty good in my opinion. And so now we got here to trim out, and I don't think we're going to trim much out.
Do the introduction. Introduce this whole thing. Okay, this is.
Okay, got that.
This is. You guys just did fire building, right? Everybody get them going? Nobody? Not good? Okay. This is an instructional video, not.
We're gonna get the. We're gonna make us look good.
Not good? Okay.
And so we're going to start right there, where Mr. Stipkak says
This is an instructional
video
on how to and not to build a fire. Here's your host, Mr. Freeman.
Alright guys. So, how many people tried to light a fire tonight? How many people succeeded? Alright. It's a little less than half. We'd like to see a little bit better. So, come on. It's fire building, right? Alright, so, the first thing with fire building is, for all those guys at home that couldn't make it tonight, we're going to give them a little display. So for you guys at home, what we want to do is show you how we build a fire properly here in the Scouts. So, first off, what do you guys start with? Kindling? Okay, so we got some small kindling.
Yes, Joseph, I would like more water.
Kindling.
It's always good to drink water while you're editing a video.
We always want to start small. So
And
I kind of got a little bit of
you all can hear what's being played,
but I need
right?
some more.
And if you type something in the chat, that'd be
Mr.
great.
Monahan, Mr. Stipkak, you guys give me some more real small kindling.
If not, that's fine too.
Alright, so while they're getting some small kindling, no, hey, hey! Is that word? No, that's, no. Oh.
You can hear everything, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
This was small kindling right there. Alright, we'll take word.
Awesome. Thank you, Brady.
Also need some medium, a little bit bigger.
Thank you.
We'll try and find a little bit bigger. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to take the timber pile. Tonight I got some leaves, I got some wood shavings here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our shavings down. Then we're going to take our small tinder and we're going to build it like a tent. What's wrong with you guys?
Oh, so you remember how we started talking about how I was trying to take the tripod. Thank you, Joseph. How I was trying to take the tripod off while I was recording. This is that spot. Just a fun fact for everyone, because you can see how it kind of shakes a little bit, how it kind of vibrates. That's from me trying to. Yeah, it didn't go so well. I mean, it worked a lot better than I thought it would, but just a fun fact for everyone watching. Also, a fun thing I forgot to mention is saving is a very, very important part of this, because if the program crashes, then you're kind of out of luck and have to restart. So it's usually Control S, but on a Mac it's Command S, or we can just come to File and save. But so we have it saved, which is great.
No, small term to me. Take it back, find me some bigger logs, like this is gonna be bigger, not that. Alright. So, we're gonna take our small kindling, we're gonna pile it around, you can do log cabin, whatever you want. Lint works well for this. We're gonna take a little bit of our bigger stuff, not much, put a little bit of that around, and then we're gonna take just a little bit of medium stuff, and we're gonna put a couple of them on there. We're pretty sure it's dead. It looks dead. It's alright. Dead. Do you guys think this will work?
Yeah.
I think it's a little too big, guys. I mean, just, you know how much work this was? Bring this over here? Sorry. You can just find me anything that you think will work to start this fire. I mean, a match, flint steel, I need some help here. Alright. So, they're going to give me some flint steel. What do you guys think? What do you use? Do you like lint, or do you prefer like a cotton with chapstick on it? What do you guys like to use to start your fires? No, that's not.
Does that help?
Mr. Stupcak, you're kind of failing. Well, I need like, you got a flint and steel. What are you doing? Got fire. Fire. You can't use that. What are you doing? All right. So. Guys, I think we want to move back, and we'll continue this video at another time. Hey, Mr. Fravel, you know what you're doing. Hey, Mr. Fravel, you know what you're doing.
So I want to cut off kind of right about here, but we'll see what happens at the end. But I'm going to keep my mouse right here so I can go back to it. I'm going to keep it right up here. It's all good, Riley. It's all good. I mean, fire really took off, so I guess we'll keep it. And so now we have our talk about what went on afterwards coming up here.
Obviously, this is just a little bit of fun, right? But what we're kind of trying to demonstrate here, what we see often is you guys are building your fires. You obviously got to start off with your small tinder kindling, work up. Then you're going to start off with small stuff, 2-stick-size stuff, pencil size, and keep going up. The problem is, what we've always found, and I've always noticed, you never get enough. You got to have enough, because you got one match, two matches, or say you're in a survival situation, you only have one match. You got to have enough stuff to get it going, because you're only going to get one shot. All right? You can't have 3 or 4 sticks and expect to shell it's not going. The rule is, when you think you have enough, go get twice more, 3 times more. If you don't have enough, again, never do. You got to have enough. Like I said, you got one match. You only have a couple sticks there, it ain't going to work. After survival situations where it's freezing cold, you got to get it going. You don't want to lose that one match. That's all you got. You ain't gonna have a flare. Well, probably not. You. Good for you. Any questions about fire building? Obviously, we're getting way too big of stuff. We're kind of trying to put it off.
Now, how are you going to put it out?
Get that blue. There's water in that blue jug.
Yeah.
All right. Any questions? Anybody? Somebody's got to have a question. No, we're gonna put it out. I think that'll be good for a while.
We're going to put the fire out.
We're gonna put the fire out. Water.
That wasn't water. That was not water.
It's not water. That's fucking water, right?
Yeah.
It's not gas. Anybody, no question? So hey, next time we do a fire, what are we gonna do? More small stuff, right? Anything else? Anything else? Lots of small stuff. Takes a lumber faster.
It just makes a soggy CD, right, Joseph?
Bring back to your free stickler. Just go off once, grab a good handful of stuff, we'll bring it back and bring back to your free stickler.
Alright, and so, well, here. I'm not going to cut that. I'm going to add, I think, M is mark? Yeah, we're going to add a marker. And then we're going to cut, oops, we're going to cut right there. And so this is our basic rough cut. So why I left this black mark right here is so at the beginning, I'm gonna move these over a little bit. At the beginning, I'm going to start I'm gonna add in a title. And I'm going to add it in and say how to build a fire. Right, and then we're going to center it in the screen. Wherever it's at. Center. That didn't work. Okay. We're gonna eyeball it. It's gonna look about right there. And so then we're going to copy this. We're going to come over here and we're going to paste another one, and we're going to call it, say, how not to build a fire, because yeah. And so we're going to put them together. And so I want this to fade in. So to fade things in, what we need to do is we go to this transform panel right here, and fading in will be opacity. So right now we have it at 100, and 100 means that you can see it. But if we watch as we bring it down, it disappears. So to make it pop up how we want it to, we're going to start a key. We're going to click this little stopwatch button right here, and that'll create a keyframe, which is this little diamond right there. And so what we'll do is we'll come down a little bit, and we will change that to 100. And so now, whenever we watch it, we can see our how to build a fire pop up, and that's how simple animations like that would work. And so this animation actually took a lot longer than I wanted it to, so I'm going to move this key up a little bit, and then we can play it back. We can see it pop up again. And so I'm going to take this, I'm going to grab this, I'm going to put it at the end. I'm going to put the little time thing right there, and I'm going to come right here, I'm going to cut, I'm going to cut that off. And so now what will happen is whenever we play it, it'll say how to build a fire, and then we'll fade into actually making the fire. So over here I have opened the effects tab, and we're going to come to video transitions right here. And so the ones I usually use are the dissolves. And so let's see how this would look, and I'm going to zoom in more, and we're going to see how this would look.
Finally
I think that looks pretty good. What do you all think? Does that look pretty good? And so anyway, I think cross dissolves on all of these would look pretty good too. Thank you, Brady. And so we're just going to keep adding, and so now as we're going to go forward a little bit more, it fades over into there, and then we see it again, and it's just a simple fade in, fade out, fades into the next video. And we're going to hit our save button.
Okay.
And there we go. We got our first part down. So now this one's a little bit more interesting because we're gonna have to cut what we can. Let's see how it looks to cross dissolve into here. And then we're gonna cut it. We shouldn't. How many seconds is this? That's about 4 seconds. I'm looking at this little stopwatch right here, this little timekeeper, and then that's about 4 seconds. And 4 seconds feels quite a bit, so or feels kind of long. So what we'll do is we'll bring these up, and then we will put another cross dissolve in here.
This is an instructional video, not video, on how to and not to build a fire.
So now we got these, and we're just going to keep going on with the cross dissolves throughout here. And I think what would be good would be if we flash a "do not try this at home," or "do not try this part at home," or we'll figure that out. What do you all think? Should we add a do not try this part at home, or should we just let it sit there and put something in at the end? Which I trimmed all that out, so I'm going to add like, hey, the cat just walked in. Hey, psst. And she may come over here. I'll pick her up if she comes over here. Hey. I think she knows I'm gonna try to do something with her. Let it stay like it is. Okay, will do. Hey. It's all right. Hey, it's okay. This is Aslan. She decided to come in and visit. She'll probably walk out now. I like that, Joseph. That's a good way to do it. When it gets to the so what do you mean by nah, she's my cat. And so what, so should we add 2? So like right here, or the flare throwing in? It's like right here, add the "don't try this at home," put it right up here in this corner. I think that would be a pretty good, put like right here, "do not try this at home." That actually was perfect. Okay, and then we gotta add another one. With the water that's not water. Right here, you gotta add another one. Also, don't try this. Try this either at home. Probably misspelled either. And so we'll center that, and we'll make it a little smaller.
No, we're gonna put it out. I think that'd be good for a while.
We're gonna put the fire out.
We're gonna put the fire out, the water.
There we go. That popped in at the perfect time. We're actually gonna put it right over here so we can see it. Now, we could pop in again. That's kerosene, but I don't really. I think people get the joke, but we put our "Don't try this at home," and so then at the end we will. We'll put another one in. Oops. Mouse is going a little crazy. We'll put "Thanks for watching," and we'll center that. Ooh, what is it not like? Don't know. So what I find useful to do is I'm gonna come right here, and I'm going to see exactly where I positioned it. So I positioned it at 1402, as you can see right here. And I didn't really change the height, or if it's 540. So I'm going to come over on this side. I'm going to write 1402 on a tab. And I'm going to come right over here, and I'm going to type 1402. Oh, that did not help me all that much. There. It looks centered to me. And so we can move this up a little bit. I like how the other one looks more. Okay, move it up slightly. Is there a way to view? Rulers, there we go. This is, here, now we can get exactly in the middle of our frame. So this is 1080. So we'll take 1080 and we'll divide it by 2 so we know it sits at 540. And so we can grab this and we can bring it up to 540. I don't exactly know why my Mac doesn't like this so much, but it's doing its thing. So that's position 540. Maybe if I use a different one. No, well, kinda. Oops. 540. So now we'll take, so I'll backtrack a little bit. We are running at, or this resolution is 1920 by 1080. It's one of those numbers you kind of recognize or remember after working with it for so long. And so what I'm doing is I'm dividing it by half to find the middle point of the frame. So I know this one is at, it was like not, I didn't remember exactly what it was, 960. So I'm just going to set this to 960, and so now we know exactly right in the middle where our thing should sit. So about right there. Or I'm gonna lower that a little bit. So we're going to come back to up to here, and this is pretty spot on. We're just going to lower it a little bit. Bring it up a little bit. It's one of those little touchy kind of things, but I mean, I think it'll look good. Okay. The cat's just sitting right there. So we'll put another one of our cross dissolves right in there, and then we'll cut it off right at there. Now let's take these guides out. Because we don't exactly need them right now. And so yeah, that's about all it takes really to edit a video. Is there any questions anyone really has about it, or anything we want to go over, and we can talk about the merit badge part again, or however, if anyone has any questions, just type it in the chat and I'll try to answer as best as I can. I think making videos is fun, so I like sharing that, and it's one of those the more you do it, the more you learn kind of thing. I like sharing my knowledge of making videos with everyone. And I can go over the merit badge thing again. I kind of just did a quick glance over, and there the cat left. I just kind of did a quick go over everything, because I just kind of briefly explained what this stuff is. Visual storytelling is you want to tell a story on how to you want to have a story put together. You don't want a video just chopped up and just choppy. You want to tell a story. Rhythm, you kind of don't want to keep. You want to kind of keep the same stuff going, like the same videos kind of going. You want to keep the rhythm, kind of like how you have a rhythm while you're running. You kind of want one of those with it. You don't want to keep jumping back and forth and everything. the 180 axis rule is where I'll pull up a picture of it. It's where whenever you talk with two people, you want them to be on the same axis, the 180 degree axis, and the camera, you want them to pan around, and you just want to stay on the one side, and it helps keep everything well organized, and it makes it look better. Camera movement and camera panning. Panning is whenever you move the camera over like that. You want to be smooth. You don't really want to be rocky. Over here was rocky, but the next one will be a lot better. And different lenses have different things that you can do with them. Like they have the ultra wides, which capture the whole range, think of camera lenses as like eyes. They're eyes for the camera. So an ultra wide will have the field of view of like a normal human would have. The normal lens that like I have on my cameras over there, it's just there's a name for it, I can't remember what's off the top of my head, but that's just a regular lens, or it kind of shrinks it in a little bit. You got like this field of view instead of this field of view, and then you have a zoom lens, which you can see things very far. You can see it pretty clear. And just kind of going through all this, I kind of did all of these whenever we shot the video, so everyone there saw me do it. And we can go over it more if you want, but I think we did a pretty good job at this. And then we created this video with our own stuff, and then our production studio was the new property where we shot the video at. And so Brady, your question, and that was it. Your question was, how did I cut the footage? So I use it's called the Razor tool, or the keyboard. I use a lot of keyboard shortcuts, and I also have another device on my desk that I can zoom in and out and move around and everything. But so I use this Razor tool right here, and my keyboard shortcut is C, and so whenever it slices it in half, and so that's how I sliced it. And what's a good rule of thumb to do is you always want to record more than you're going to use, just so in the event that you need to go back and fix something, you have more to work off of. And so that's why here I'm gonna save this, and I'm gonna put another file out here. I'm gonna put a perfect example of this was this right here. So how we started it, if you listen.
Good. Do the introduction. Introduce this whole thing. Okay, this is you got.
So a lot of that we didn't play, but if let's say I needed to fill in a couple, like a second or so, I have stuff to go off of, and I also, it's easier to cut instead of a reshoot, and I'll put it that way. And so with that helps it out a lot. And so yeah, those were great questions. Any other questions? And so my computer would absolutely hate me if I did this. I'm gonna do this after I end the stream. But so the last step would be to do a process called rendering, where it takes this file and it puts the video together exactly how this is, exactly how we have it right here, and it goes into a regular video format. So to do it on Premiere, you go to File, Export Media, which and it pulls up this this setting right here. But I'm going to change this to how not to build a fire, and we're going to go back to my folder, and we're going to make it go into the main folder. Is this question useful? Yeah, your question was useful. There's no such thing as a stupid question. I mean, I asked, every question's a good question. Your question was very useful. But so to continue on, I'm gonna hit this. You can export it right here, and it'll render right in here. But I'm going to hit this Q button, and that's going to open up another program where I'll render it in there instead of on here. That's kind of more of one of my favorite. I think it's cool to hop between all the programs, and this program makes it a lot easier. Or it's called Adobe Media Encoder, and so it popped up over here. I'll show you what it looks like once it puts the video in here. And so what's really useful about this is, so with the real estate videos that I make, I have to make different versions because different places require different versions of the video. So I can put it in here, and then I go back into the into Premiere, and then I change it up to. The software is not free. The software is it has a subscription, and there are student discounts, but it's a little, it's not free. And so then I can just hit this play button right here. It'll run through and edit or render every single video, so I can just hit it and leave and then come back later and it'll be done. And it takes a little bit to do it, and it takes a lot of power, and so I'm going to do that once we finish off on here. But yeah, that's kind of the basics on editing a video. Any more things? You can keep the questions coming. I enjoy answering them. This will be easier to see right here. So there's stuff to do for this merit badge. Yeah, I was going to kind of work with everyone at the end of a meeting or something, but if you want to work ahead, which is very much, that's a great question, Brady, by the way. I'm happy you asked that. There's this right here. This one paragraph will be fine if you just come up with a video that you want to produce and how you're going to do it. Or you could just tell me it too at the meeting, and because you can get in depth with it, and it's a lot easier to just explain it instead of writing it down sometimes. But yeah, that looks to be about it, really. So I'll make sure to pull it up, and everyone who comes up and asks me at the next meeting, I'll listen. I'll keep a note of it, and we'll and we'll get you signed off on it, and everything will be good. So, you got any more questions? I'm ready for them. Oh, water is important also. Stay hydrated. But so, before we head off, if you want to see I'm gonna pull up my channel real quick. I'm gonna pull this off over here. So I have a video on my channel called Clones Playing Ping Pong. Don't get I'm going to try to be posting it. This video that we created, I'm going to be posting. I'm going to make a YouTube or a channel for the Scouts, and I'll post it there. This tutorial, the live stream, I'm going to try to. I haven't figured out exactly how to post it, but I'm still working on it. But so one more thing that before we head off, I'm going to show you an example of a video I've made before. It's clones or myself playing ping pong with each other. And so, as you can see, there's 3 of me hitting a ball back and forth. Okay. And so, to make that, let's go and find it. It is Premiere Projects. So for that one video, it required all of these files right here. So I'm going to close this. And so, anyway, I'm going to open up this full file right here, and I'm also going to open up this one in After Effects. Yeah. Word. Excuse me. So right here is all the little sound effects that were involved in making that video is on this line right here. And then here so what I did was I had a couple clips over here that what's this one right here? That one's not important. Oh, right here. So I went and I grabbed a couple ping pong balls and I hit them. So I got the sound and the motion of the ball getting hit. And so I went through and I cut those sound bites out, and then I also photoshopped the ping pong ball, and I just moved it myself. And so that's what all these lines on the screen are, where I move this ping pong ball back and forth. And so this program, it moves kind of slow, but we can see it move. And then, yeah. Hit the ball and I made it move faster, so then we got a little bit of a motion blur going on. And so, yeah, we just kind of played ping pong with myself, and I just made the ball move, and yeah, we just kind of just had a fun time with it. And that's kind of what you can do with making videos, and why it's fun is if you have a weird idea like that and you just kind of think outside the box, you can actually make something that's really cool out of stuff like that. So yeah, if there's any more questions, I'll answer them, but other than that, I think I'm done for the night. I appreciate you all watching me. It's always fun to have an audience while I'm doing something that I find fun, and I'm trying to teach everyone else how to do it. And so, I don't see any more questions, so thank you all for watching. I'll be cutting off here, and I'll see you at the next meeting. Bye.